Alright, so we're out here in the garage. Got the S10 moved out. Got the, I know it's hard to tell what it is, but it's a 95 Corvette. Got it moved in. As you can see by the frame horns, it was wrecked hard in the front. This side of the frame's not too bad, but when you get around here, you can see it's kinked pretty bad there. Whole front's all out of whack. I got a new section of the frame there. And plan here is to cut the front of this off, weld on the new frame, get that all straightened back out. And then around back here, it was also hitting the rear. So we're gonna do kind of a Vette Kart, but not quite as extreme as like Roadkill and all them guys. I'm just gonna kind of cut it right there-ish down to the wheel well. Get rid of the fiberglass on the rear. Fiberglass is obviously already gone on the front. I'll weld up little tube chassis, front and rear. The doors and everything else are in pretty good shape, so I'm gonna leave them right where they're at and make a little hot rod. Alright, so just a quick little update. K-frame is laying on the floor. Just gotta cut those two brake lines. It's loose. Gonna get it slid back out from under there. The shocks are junk anyway, so those are just gonna stay. I'm gonna do some measuring, figure out where the frame is straight again. I believe as long as I'm in front of these support braces on both sides, I think I'm on right. It looks like this is the last of the bent part right there. So I'm hoping as long as I stay in front of those, nice and straight, get it cut off. Again, get that one dug out, get it set up here so I can take some measurements, get it all marked out, cut off where it has to be, and then get it up here and possibly get it welded on yet this weekend, and then find a motor for it. Alright, so just did some refiguring. I gotta cut it back further than I wanted to. I gotta cut it here. I was hoping to cut it here, but it's bent in the bend there. So yeah, gonna cut it here. Gonna cut it the same place, right between those two holes on that one. Hopefully get it first try, because I only have one try at this, and I'll be quite honest, I've done a lot of stuff, but I have yet to cut and patch frame like I'm doing. So this ought to be fun. So as I was cutting that other side, I was just sitting here thinking, I really hope the 4 people that watch these garbage videos appreciate the time and work that goes into it, because I just do it for something to do on the days off. Well, blade just fell out of my saw, so that's how the night's going. But anyway, it's a lot of work to put these videos together, and basically no views. So like I said, I just hope the 14 people maybe that might see this garbage production enjoy it. That's all. I'm gonna get back to cutting. Just like that, we got us a naked Corvette. Not the best cuts, but not too bad. Left them a little long so I can grind to where I need to be. Come out here in the morning, get that one cut up kind of square, about where this one is. Leave that one a little long too. Get some jack stands, kind of a jig made up, and see if we can't get that welded on tomorrow. And if we can, obviously get the K-frame back in it, tires back in it, start looking for a motor and trans. Kind of wanted to do an LS, but I'm almost just thinking small block. I don't know. Any ideas, let me know. Don't remember where I left it off last night, but here we are. Got the new section frame sitting up here. Got them both cut. They're both cut a little long, so I just ran down, grabbed a grinder there. Gonna touch them up with the grinder and get it set up, get it all squared up, and dig out the welder. Ain't been used in a hot minute. Dig that out, get it all welded up, and then get some plates. I'm gonna put some plates just over my weld, just because it's real thin material. Rather be safe than sorry. Was doing some thinking last night. I think I'm just gonna put a big block in it. Big block Chevy. We got a handful of them laying around. Matched with turbo 350 and or 400 trans, whatever I can come up with for cheap. Should be a little fun little toy. Been a long day of cutting and grinding. Kinda forgot to even take any videos, to be quite honest with you, but didn't get much done. The frame is reconnected, so big portion of it, but as far as multiple projects done, the frame is all I got. I'm now making some plates to brace right here. Getting ready to grind paint off, get it welded on. It's all bent up, fits good. Get that on there. Do the same thing on the side behind me. I'd show you, but kind of in the middle of it, can't really move around. Goal is to get this done, get that K-frame back in tonight, get the tires back on it so it can at least roll. And then tomorrow, I think I'm gonna go and get the motor. Just want to apologize for the background noise. I got my generator running out there, got no power, and still wanting to work on this thing here. I don't even remember what the last thing I videoed was, but it's the next day now. Got the frame painted up. K-frame back in. It was pretty bent, as you can, I don't know how well the video shows it, but the control arm is a little bent. K-frame's still a little bent. Got a hole in it from the excavator tooth getting it out of the ditch, but I really don't care. Budget build. I'm just doing the best I can with literally what I have laying around. Trying to put as little money as possible into this. I am struggling right now. I don't know if I got some ice in the steering box, but go full lock to the right. When I come back to the left, it gets hung up right there. So I'm trying to get that freed up right now so I can get the steering shift back on straight-ish, so the steering wheel is not totally crooked. Why I'm worried about that when half the car is still bent, I don't know, but just the way it worked. Hey, something tells me the brakes ain't gonna work real great. But anyway, got a bent tire on it. I'm gonna try to fix today. Just gonna straighten it out. Do the old trick where you weld the wrench across where it was welded, or where it was bent. Because again, low budget build. I don't really care. I just found this box of parts on the shelf. I'm gonna put that switch panel on it. It's actually out of my last time. That's gonna go in it. I'm just putting a big block in it, so it's only gonna take just a start wire and ignition wire. I'm gonna run mechanical fuel pump as long as it'll clear mechanical everything, so that it's just nice and simple. That's kind of why I decided not to go the LS route, because I don't want to have to mess with electrical too much. Once I get the front tires bolted back on here in a bit, I gotta figure out what's going on with this tire. Cambered in. I'm hoping that it's just something simple, but with these cars you never know. I'm not real sure what's bent, so figure that out when I get there. I just thought this might be entertaining to somebody. I got some nasty sludge coming out of there because it's been sitting open for like 10 years. So I was trying to figure out how I could get some trans fluid or marbles or something down in there to get it freed up. I just threaded the funnel and the one fitting where the power steering pump would hook up. Now I can turn it back and forth. When I go to the right, it sucks it out of the funnel. When I go to the left, it starts to blow it out. that hole right there just below the funnel. Getting all that nasty junk blown out of there. Starting to get it freed up. Took me a minute because I had to go to the neighbor's grab his torches because I don't own any. But got it straightened. I don't even think I'm going to weld anything on it, to be honest with you. It's not going to have a whole lot of force on it. It's not going to be, it's not an off-road buggy or nothing, obviously. So just going to keep it like that for now. If it bends again, then we'll address that when that pops up. But for now, that's good enough. I'm going to get the tires on it, get it rolled outside, and probably head down and get a motor. Might not have the motor in this weekend, but if I don't, that's why there is going to be a part 2 and probably a part 3, and it's going to be a lengthy process. So. Been going at it for a minute now. Got the glass cut off mostly. At least I got down to the frame where I can weld up and put something to hold my fuel cell and whatever. The only real issue I have found is right here. You can't see it on the video, but right there is a hump in the floor that I don't believe should be there. I'm not real familiar with these Vettes, so I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that this corner, I can see it's bent down, but I'm pretty sure this whole frame rail was just kind of like, you know, because it was, the hardest hit was the driver's side front and the driver's side rear, so I'm pretty sure it took it and just kind of just and then that was probably the failure point. I don't really care. It's all straight enough for what I'm doing with it anyway. That cross brace is a little bent, you can see. So I'm almost betting if you put a tape measure from there to there, do the same thing on the other side, I'm betting this side is quite a bit shorter. However, like I said, I don't really care. I'm basically building it to do burnouts with and have fun with. I don't care about driving perfectly straight or anything like that. So, good enough for what I need. So, the floor is definitely buckled. So I used this, gently massaged it. And I got it at least flat enough to put a seat in. It's not great, obviously. Car's still probably a little tweaked, but I don't care. I'm gonna get this seat in and then get the switch panel sitting there. I'm gonna figure out where I want to put that and then go find a shifter somewhere. So I'm not real tall, but I'm also not real short. I got my seat positioned so the pedals are pretty comfortable. Seat's right on the floor. Yeah, too dark down there to see anything. But the seat's right on the floor. No brackets, no slide mount, no nothing. Just mounted rigid. And I'm glad this is a Corvette, because if I roll, I will show you how close my head is here. If I were to roll, there's only, I don't know, 2-3 inches between my head and that, which, being a Corvette, I doubt I'll roll anyway. But if I were to, it's not gonna feel real good. And again, it's only gonna have, it's gonna have a stock big block, so it's not like it's real high horsepower or nothing. So I ain't too worried about that.